Why oil prices are likely to stay high for at least a year or two? Oil prices and oil-related stocks are highly cyclical, which means that when the economy is doing great, oil prices go up. When the economy is not doing so well, oil prices and oil-related stocks are going down. However, this time around, even though the US and the global economies are entering recessions or may have already entered a recession, things could be different. What are the key reasons? First, let's look at the demand side. On the demand side, we have India, which is projected to grow their oil demand over 7% in 2022 and 6.5% in 2023. It's a huge economy with 1.4 billion people, so they will need a lot of oil. Simultaneously, China is still under COVID restrictions, but it has to open up one day, and I think it is going to reopen sooner rather than later. Maybe in spring they're going to remove or likely in spring they're going to remove all the restrictions, because at this point this is just becoming absolutely crazy. Oil supply side of things looks even worse. We are expecting an oil price cap in Russia. Russia has already been hit with a lot of sanctions that are slowing down the growth of oil production, or they are closing down some of their wells. So the supply from Russia is at least not going to grow as fast as previously projected. It may, more than this, it may actually start to decrease. Simultaneously, we have Saudi Arabia, which is decreasing or promising to decrease the supply. Read between the lines. They either want higher prices or they're playing some geopolitical games. In either case, you're looking at a diminished supply from the Saudi Arabia and Russia. Well, you could say US has plenty of oil. Not so much. Let's review the US status on oil. So first, let's look at the US production of oil. So we are currently somewhere in the range of 2018 in terms of oil production. So while the demand for oil in the US is near the record high, we are struggling to increase the oil supply. That's a problem. Now let's look at the oil stocks. What's going on with them? The oil stocks are near record low. We are looking at the situation of 2014 low or 2008 low. Like we are, while the demand is near record high, the production is average. We are nearly depleted in our stocks. If you look at the strategic petroleum reserves in the US, the reserves are near 1983 level. So at this point, I would assume that when the US stops using the reserves in December, they will have to replenish the reserves, because this level is dangerously low. If more troubles in the world start happening, this amount of reserves may not be enough. Like, I mean, if you're running a safe organization, it's just not being safe. Plus, you are giving an option to your adversaries to exploit your weaknesses. So at this level, I would assume the US is going to stop using their strategic petroleum reserves sometime in December or January of 2023. Where will the oil prices go? The US has no oil in stock. Oil reserves are nearly depleted and production is lagging. Simultaneously, supply from Russia is being potentially decreased by an unknown amount by an oil price cap in December. Saudi Arabia is also decreasing the production, and the demand from India is growing at a record pace. China can open up anytime. So the question is, where will the oil prices go? Will they go down if the recession hits, or will they just stay at the same level, or will they go up when the US will have to replenish their strategic oil reserves? That's a question.